What is going on behind the hospital door? Why was Jungkook, who was supposed to be still serving in the army, suddenly seen hysterically escorting Jimin? Is this the end of one of K-pop's biggest icons? The entertainment world was rocked by shocking news when Park Jimin, one of the BTS members, was rushed to the hospital in unknown condition. However, what made the public even more uproar was the action of Jungkook, who was undergoing military service, suddenly appearing on the scene, looking panicked, even crying while driving Jimin to the emergency room. How could an idol who was supposed to be in a military barracks suddenly be by Jimin's side? A reliable source revealed that Jungkook was immediately given special permission by the military after hearing about Jimin's condition. Some witnesses even captured the moment in which Jungkook galloped towards the ambulance carrying Jimin, his face filled with fear. "He looks like a person who has lost everything," said a nurse who did not want to be named. Jungkook kept holding Jimin's hand and whispering something, as if afraid this was the last time. Until now, Big Hit Music has not given an official statement regarding Jimin's health condition. However, rumors began to appear. Some speculated that Jimin experienced extreme fatigue due to a busy schedule before BTS's hiatus. Other news is even more alarming. Is it related to serious health problems that are hidden? ARMY fans around the world were already starting to panic. Social media was filled with the hashtags #StayStrongJimin and #WeLoveYouJimin, while several large fanbase accounts claimed to get information that Jimin's condition was more serious than rumored. The most viral moment was when Jungkook was seen looking down, his tears falling nonstop as Jimin was brought into the operating room. Several people around the hospital said they heard Jungkook shouting Jimin's name. He didn't care about the camera or who was looking. Jungkook is completely devastated, a hospital staffer said. Fans who know Jungkook and Jimin's emotional closeness are increasingly worried. "Jungkook wouldn't have cried like that if it was a small matter," wrote one fan on Twitter. "I am in the midst of this panic. Bigger questions arise. Kissing face. Is this a harbinger of the end of BTS?" Some netizens began to associate this incident with the future of the group. Previously, BTS did announce a hiatus to focus on solo projects, but will Jimin's condition hasten a more drastic decision? Some even accused Big Hit Music of pushing the members' schedules too much. "It's time for the company to give them a well-deserved rest," wrote one commenter. The South Korean military later gave a brief explanation that Jungkook was granted emergency clearance on humanitarian grounds. However, this provokes both pros and cons. Some praised the decision, while others questioned whether this was a form of privilege for celebrities. Until this news was revealed, there has been no official confirmation of Jimin's condition. However, one thing is certain: the world is holding its breath waiting for the next news. Will Jimin be okay? Will BTS be back? Jimin BTS rushed to the hospital. Jungkook immediately got a military clearance and was seen frantically crying. What exactly happened? Is this a bad sign for the future of BTS? Read the shocking facts behind this incident. The K-pop world was rocked by a storm of unexpected surprises. Imagine, in the middle of a quiet night, ambulance sirens blaring, bringing one of the world's biggest stars, BTS's Park Jimin, to the hospital in a condition that is still a mystery. But what is more astonishing? Jungkook, who was supposed to be still serving in the army, suddenly appeared like a whirlwind, his face filled with panic, his eyes red as he ran after the ambulance. What exactly happened? Is this the end of one of the K-pop legends? The hospital in Seoul suddenly became the center of world attention. Cameras captured the tense moments as Jungkook, with his military uniform still attached to his body, was seen galloping towards the emergency department door. His face was pale, his hands were trembling, and unstoppable tears were pouring down. Some witnesses said Jungkook kept calling Jimin's name out of fear of losing him forever. "I've never seen Jungkook like that. He's usually very strong, but tonight, he looked like a scared little boy," said a nurse who declined to be named. The fact that Jungkook could leave his military service in an instant only adds to the puzzle. How could the military let him out so quickly? Is Jimin's condition really critical? While big hit music was still silent, wild rumors began to appear. Some say Jimin collapsed from extreme fatigue after months of preparing for his solo project. However, other sources whisper about a more frightening possibility. Is it related to a serious illness that is hidden? Social media immediately caught fire. The hashtags #PrayForJimin and #JiminStayStrong dominate trending topics on Twitter. Some fans even reported seeing Jungkook screaming hysterically inside the hospital, causing everyone in attendance to panic. If Jungkook cries like that, there must be something very wrong. One fan wrote in a panicked capital letter, "This emotional moment between Jimin and Jungkook again sparked questions about the depth of their relationship. During this time, their friendship has always been heralded as one of the closest in the K-pop industry. But is there anything more than that?" Some fans have even speculated that Jungkook's so destructive reaction suggests a much deeper bond than has been publicly known. You wouldn't yell like that to someone who's just a work friend. There is love there, whether it is friendship or more, commented a fan analyst. The military eventually spoke up, stating that Jungkook was granted an emergency permit for humanitarian reasons. But this decision reaps both pros and cons. Many praised the military's swift initiative, but not a few pointed to this as evidence of the gap between celebrities and ordinary people. If ordinary people want to visit sick parents, it's hard to get permission, but Jungkook can go out in a matter of hours? It's not fair. Protest of a netizen. Behind all this panic, the biggest question hangs in the air. What does all this mean for the future of BTS? The group, which has been at the top for almost a decade, is on hiatus, but will Jimin's condition be a permanent turning point? Some fans began to blame big hit music for being too imposing on the members' schedules. Look what happens when you continue to exploit them. They're people, not machines, exclaimed a fan on the Weverse platform. To date, there has been no official statement from Jimin's agency or family about his exact condition. Clearly, the whole world was staring anxiously at the screen, waiting for good news from the hospital. Will Jimin recover and return to smiling as usual? Will BTS weather this storm together? Or is this the beginning of the end of an era? This morning, the whole world woke up to the news that made the heart beat. Park Jimin, BTS lead vocalist known for his sweet smile, reportedly suffered a critical condition after being rushed to the hospital in the middle of the night. However, there is something more terrible than the usual sick news. We cannot provide any further details at this time, a pale-faced big hit music representative told an impromptu news conference. That short sentence just adds to the endless list of questions a few hours after the incident. A reliable source from inside the hospital stated that Jimin had experienced respiratory arrest during the trip to the hospital. The doctor who treated him was said to have taken emergency measures for 15 minutes before he managed to stabilize his heart rate. Even more worryingly, an ambulance officer who did not want to be named revealed the creepy detail. He, Jimin, kept holding his chest screaming, "I can't breathe," before finally collapsing. In the midst of that chaotic situation, Jungkook showed a side that the public had never seen before. After obtaining special permission from the military, the process took only 47 minutes. He immediately flew by military helicopter to the location of the hospital. Fans at the scene reported seeing Jungkook running screaming for people to get out of the way. He's like crazy. His face was wet with tears, his eyes were red, and he kept banging on the walls of the elevator that was moving too slowly. One of the witnesses said, "Conspiracy or fact?" Mysterious traces before the incident. What makes this case even more suspicious is Jimin's activity on social media a few hours before the incident. On her Instagram story, she uploaded a photo of a dance workout with the cryptic caption, "My body is starting to give up." More surprisingly, observant fans discovered the fact that in the final video of BTS Run episode 157, Jimin can be seen holding his chest several times and coughing a little when the camera is not focused on him. We always pay attention to little things like this. There have been signs but all ignored, wrote one fan on an online forum.